Hi everyone, this is Dr. Dale coming to you for a Facebook Live show today, and we are on Natural Health Radio, your home of health freedom. So we have a lot of information related to parasites, pain, and pain today. Specifically related to pain, there is a opioid crisis in the United States. Right? The CDC has published new findings in that 30% of the population in the United States is on opioids for pain. And I just got to tell you, there's a better way to do this. There's a better, safer way to handle pain. So I want to give you some suggestions for how to handle pain naturally. And with me today is my producer, Daryl Wayne, the insane Daryl Wayne.
I've been called worse.
Right. So we want to talk to you today about the opioid crisis as well as how to manage pain without using opioids. Now, but that leaves a void. The void is what to do if you're on opioids. So if you're on opioids, how to get off of them. So oftentimes people are using opioids and they say, oh God, I wish I never started this. I'm addicted now. So there has to be a way, and there is a way for you to detoxify from the opioids and actually handle the pain, whether it's emotional or physical, and to get off of these deadly, dark, nightmarish drugs. So the latest studies is 30% of the people are using them, whether it's men or women. There's statistics for both, but if you average it out, it's roughly 30%, maybe 31%. So one of the first things we have to understand is that connected to every pain, every type of pain that we have, even physical pain, your arm hurts, your leg hurts, your knee hurts, and let's say it's even due to a physical accident. What we need to know is that there is an emotional component to that, no matter what we think it's from. And how I know that is that in testing and working with patients to get rid of the pain, the way to do it very quickly is to find the emotional component that's stuck, that is stimulating the pain, because there's an issue in your life that gets stored in that area where the pain is. So we want to learn about handling this also emotionally to get rid of the pain. Now, I have seen results with pain in a few minutes from a fall, by handling the emotions that are connected to it. And those emotions could include things like something simple like you fall, you hurt yourself, you're in an accident, and then you start blaming yourself. And then you start having all of these negative emotions related to pain, related to what the event was, right? Whatever the event was that it happened, if it's an event. And that gets stuck in the weakest area of your body, which is where the inflammation and the pain is. So the first thing to promote healing is we have to get rid of the emotions that are connected to it. And that is done with homeopathy. That is done with emotional release work. And it's something so simple, you don't even need to come to me to get it. You just need to get my book called Revitalize Your Hormones and look up Resist and Desire Protocol. So that's what needs to happen first and foremost, no matter what the pain is from. Then when you've released that, you're going to feel a difference in the pain. It may be a 30% decrease. It may be a 50% decrease. It could be an 80% decrease. Soon, right away, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, do the process, right? Then take the neuroemotional remedy, with the process as it directs you to do so in Revitalize Your Hormones. So you're taking this remedy, you're doing this process, it's going to take 10, 15 minutes, and then all of a sudden, without taking a drug or anything, you're going to feel the pain a lot less. And then you're going to say, okay, this really works. Then what you're going to do is use natural formulas to help the pain and the inflammation. So what we need are formulas that actually act like Pac-Man and go in and actually dissolve the fibrin, the inflammation, and actually dissolve it. That's what we need to do. So those formulas are available on my website. There's nothing like either one of them anywhere, and they are developed. I developed them and formulated them to handle the inflammation that is there when pain is there. Pain is it's an inflammatory process. So we have to take natural things to eliminate the fibrin and dissolve the inflammation. So one of those things is called raw nattokinase, 2 words, raw nattokinase. The other one is called biofilm detox. Those are 2 formulas which are used for pain, for inflammation, to cleanse the body of the inflammation, first and foremost. So whether you stub your toe, whether you've had pain from surgery, no matter what you've had, a skiing accident, you were on the bike too long, you played tennis too long, you played tennis and have tennis elbow or tennis knee or whatever it is, we need to definitely deal with the issues surrounding the pain. What is pain? It's inflammation. That's what you want to work with. So those 2 formulas help with that. And as far as the emotions, it's pretty easy if you pick up the book, Revitalize Your Hormones, and then you will see in the index a resist and desire protocol. And that protocol is something you do on your own through feeling. Feeling internally, feeling emotions internally. And then working with the process, which takes, maybe 15 minutes at the most. I've even done it, unfortunately, while I was driving. So no one should ever do that. But I wanted to see how would it work under stress conditions. Would it work even though my attention is on driving? And the answer is yes, because it's done with your feelings and through your feelings. So that's a very, very important thing to do no matter where the pain is coming from. Just to say stop the opioids isn't enough. You have to have how to do it, how to stop the opioids. You can't just stop the opioids because if there's an addiction process, then you need to detoxify. So one of the greatest things to detoxify the entire body, the liver, the kidneys, the colon, your bloodstream, you detoxify by using our slow cleanse. Our slow cleanse is designed to detoxify medications, excess hormones from hormone replacement that could be causing serious disease in your body. That's designed to gently detoxify the whole body from chemicals, from glyphosate, which is from Roundup, whether it's, no matter what the toxin is from, what we're going to do with the whole body deep cleanse is detoxify your cleansing organs. And that is going to assist your body in functioning normally so that pain will on its own go away. You will be able to have more energy and feel more energy. It's a 30-day cleanse, but I'll bet you on day 2 of doing it, you feel a difference. You don't have to wait 30 days to feel the difference. It has to be quick in order for people to understand that it's working. So if something isn't quick when you try it, then you know that that's not working. So this you should feel in the second day, you should feel a difference in whatever way, different ways. You could feel less pain, you could feel better energy, more vitality the second day. You could feel a lot of different things in a positive way so that you'll know you're on the right track. That's the most important. And one of the things that I encourage people to do is to use this cleanse because it's non-GMO, gluten-free, organic, in veggie caps with no magnesium stearate, stearic acid, or any other toxic substance. So if you're going to detox your body and cleanse your body, do it with something that's not going to have toxins in it. You know, that just makes sense. So what we really need to understand here is that the body can detoxify itself, but you need to give it the right information. You need to give it the right the right organic products. You're not going to detoxify with a toxic product. So if the product has in it stearic acid, coloring, magnesium stearate, those kinds of things, maltodextrin, and if it's in a gelatin cap from animals, it's not a clean product. And when you're dealing with a sensitive immune system or a burdened or challenged immune system, like you are when you're on opioids or have pain, then you want to be particularly careful of all the things you're eating and all the supplements you're taking. So we want to definitely tell you that the slow cleanse is the way to go for any kind of addiction. And then in addition to that, you would do the process in the book, Revitalize Your Hormones, and also for pain. Right now, if you took raw nettle kinase and biofilm detox, you would feel the pain go away after taking it once. It's not drugs. It's completely natural, and the purpose is to dissolve the inflammation that's causing the pain. Nothing else will dissolve the inflammation that causes the pain as well anywhere in the universe except these two things, because they're designed to work immediately. So that means you feel it right away. And we have so many testimonials on that. Well, I wanted to make sure we talked more about the opioid crisis, and that 30% of people today are known, according to the CDC, the Center for Disease Control, are known to be addicted to opioids. And I'm here to be a guide for you. If you know someone is having a challenge, if you yourself are having a challenge, you can connect with us on our website at wellnesscenter.net. And I hope you've written a couple of those things down, and maybe you can get a hold of this particular Facebook Live in the future, and that you'll be learning about even more. So when you have a challenged immune system, all kinds of things can happen and can be brought to you, and you can create all kinds of things from that. Because if your immune system is challenged, then you are more sensitive to certain things, like parasites. So let's say you have a challenged immune system, and you could be attracting parasites in that case, or Lyme disease, or any other type of health issue, because a burdened immune system is like a red flag. Hey, look at me, I am ready and open to receive all of your toxic viruses and bacteria. It's like that's where all the disease is going to go. It's going to hit your immune system. It's going to create symptoms, not only adrenal symptoms, adrenal cortisol. You have two adrenal glands. They sit about an inch and a half above the kidney. They're not on top of the kidney. There's space. It's about an inch and a half above the kidneys. They control your energy. They control your hormones. They control so many different things in your life. And also, they have a lot to do with the control of pain, okay? Along with your enkephalins and your endorphins and all of these chemicals that are produced in the brain. The adrenal glands don't sit there by themselves. They communicate to all of your other organs and glands, okay? And to your hypothalamus and pituitary as well. So we want to keep them communicating. We want to keep them healthy. And when your immune system is challenged, your adrenal glands are challenged. And your adrenal glands have to be in great shape in order to fight off disease with your immune system. So we have to keep our adrenals strong, and so that we don't get parasites, so that our body is not challenged. Now, the interesting thing is that our emotions have a huge effect on our immune system. So, and you know exactly what I'm talking about if you're listening to this, but if you have a negative emotion, or if you are attacking yourself every day, if you're saying negative things to yourself every day, if you have a negative outlook on life or a negative outlook on your body, maybe you have a negative outlook on your weight, maybe you're constantly saying negative things to yourself about something physical about yourself, or your condition, and negative because you can't fix your condition, whatever it is, those things have to be changed. So in order to change those things, you can go to my book, Revitalize Your Hormones, and look for this process that you can do on your own. You don't need me. It's completely explained. Okay, it's called the Resist and Desire process. And it's actually very interesting to do. And then, you do this process, you put the neuroemotional remedy under your tongue. If you're a male, you would use the neuroemotional remedy number 12 for any emotion that you do this process with. So these remedies are an adjunct to using this process. So while you're using this process, if you're male, use the number 12. If you're female, use the number 13. So anything that you process out using the Resist and Desire protocol, you want to use either the male or female remedy. So you do the process, you put the remedies in your mouth, under your tongue, okay, and you're going to feel a difference after the first one. And it's going to encourage you to do more, because one condition can have more than one belief system or identity connected to it. And I think the key will be for you to really take whatever emotion you're feeling, the worst one you have, the big one, and follow that process and do that process, and you'll feel the shift if you do that. So that will help your immune system. That will help your adrenal glands. That will help the pain. That will help a lot of different things. Now, you could use that process to handle 100 different emotions. People have a lot of emotional stuff. It's because we're human, and when we were born, no one gave us a manual on how to get rid of those things when they come in, when we pick up negativity, and we could pick it up from someone else, and then we can be absorbing negativity as well. We could work on all those things. It's just a simple tool, okay? And so when we have pain, we have to handle the emotional aspect of this as well. The other thing we started to talk about very briefly was parasites. There's thousands of them, different types of parasites, right? Thousands. Now, when you go to certain countries, you're more sensitive to picking them up because maybe your immune system is a little challenged from vaccines you had in order to make your trip, or your immune system is a little challenged for because of emotions or because of your diet and all of the fast food and the fried chicken and all of those kinds of donuts and things like that. I'm painting the picture for you so you could see that all of those things lower your immune system. So when you travel, but sometimes even if you have a strong immune system, when you travel, you can pick up things. However, after you pick it up, what your body does with it is the key. So let's say you're picking up parasites and your buddy that's with you gets really, really sick and you feel a little bit off, but it doesn't hit you that bad. Okay? And it could be because your emotions are stronger and your immune system is stronger and your buddy's isn't. So you could have eaten the same thing. And you know what I'm saying. This has happened so many times where you eat out and the person you ate with gets violently ill and you feel okay. Or you get violently ill and they feel okay. So we have to know that everybody gets parasites from one time or another. They don't have to have any symptoms. They can cause you to gain weight. They can cause skin eruptions. They can cause so many different health issues. They can cause so many different health issues for sure. So there's a formula that I created for parasites. It's called ParaPro. And ParaPro is organic, non-GMO, gluten-free, in veggie caps, clean herbs that will help to eliminate every parasite on the planet. All you need to do is find out if you have that. Now, if you want to find out, you can do a stool test, and that is where you order that. You can order that through Direct Labs, or you can order that through our website, and you can get a parasite panel done to determine if you have any, and if you do, what type. So it may be something that you've been thinking of doing. So that's what you want to do. You could go to our website and get it. You can also get it through Direct Labs, and that is a portal to a national lab that's awesome, and that's on my website. And when you go there, you can just search order blood tests or order parasites, and it'll come up. You'll find it. So you have to find out if you have parasites. I do a parasite cleanse every year because it's inevitable that if you eat out, you're eating food, even if you eat organic food that's grown in the United States or another country, that those organic vegetables can have parasites, period. So you can get them anywhere. It's not that you're doing anything wrong. It's that you're human, you're eating food that has parasites on it, and you need a method to cleanse it out. Parasites can mimic a cyst or a tumor in your body when you have x-rays because they can be in little round balls. So I think it's very important to consistently every year do a parasite cleanse. It takes about 3 weeks, and you do that with ParaPro and the slow cleanse. ParaPro kills them, and that the biofilm detox helps to cleanse them out, and the slow cleanse helps even more. So every year I do them. If you have any distension in your stomach, in your gut, if your gut is distended, if you feel bloated, if you feel like you're not digesting your food correctly, that can come from many things, and one of them could be parasites. Another one could be gallbladder issues, can cause you to feel like you're having digestive disturbances. So what we need to do is take care of ourselves, and we can do that because we have the power to learn, to make changes, and to change the things in our life that are so important in order to have a good life. Our health, our physical and emotional health is key. So hang out with positive people and do parasite cleanses. The other thing I think is very important as far as eliminating the pain is, and not only eliminating the pain, but causing a healthy neurology. So your mind, your amino acid production, and your all of your neurotransmitters in your brain can function normally. So that is to do with heavy metals. Okay, so we have a heavy metal test that you can order, and it's done in the privacy of your own home with a urine collection once. Okay, you just take a urine collection, you send it first morning, and you send it into the lab, and they tell you about all heavy metals, from even titanium. You're going to even find, they test for cesium. They test for so many different things, including barium and lead, mercury, and arsenic, and so many different things. So the heavy metal test is something very important for you to do so that you can ascertain what's going on with your body. And having some tests done, as long as they're the right tests, are going to be affordable and easy to do in the privacy of your own home. So the parasite panel is in the privacy of your own home. The urine heavy metal test is in the privacy of your own home. And the 5-element saliva test, which I invented, is in the privacy of your own home as well. So we can make these changes. It's up to us. We have to realize that we have the health freedom. It's our right. It's our freedom, our health freedom, to be able to heal ourselves. You don't need to ask anybody if you can heal yourself. You can just find out what you need to do it and take an action step along that route. And then that action step will propel you to each thing that you need to do. You'll have things coming, into your awareness so that you can make the changes that you need to make. And whether it's dealing with parasites, whether you're dealing with heavy metals, whether you're dealing with pain, there's always an emotional component. Even with parasites and heavy metals, there's always an emotional component in your body. That's the constant. That's the thing that if we can get a handle on, which we can, then you're going to feel so much better, so much quicker. And that is the purpose of this show, is to explain to you that you have the right and the health freedom to heal yourself. And this is what I hope for each and every listener today. So we've talked a little bit about the opioid crisis being 30% in the United States. We've talked a little bit about the resist and desire process that you can get from my book, Revitalize Your Hormones. And we also talked about a little bit about parasites and heavy metals. So let's just talk about heavy metals. Where do we get those from? Well, if you eat a lot of canned foods, and if the can is lined with some kind of a metal, and then you can get it from that. You can get it from drinking water in your water supply if it's not pure, clean water. You can get it from the mercury dental amalgam in your mouth. You can get it from root canals that have a post in it. You can get it also from any implants, dental implants, braces, crowns. Most crowns are lined with a dark substance so that you can see that dark substance at the root of the tooth, and that is nickel. So when you have a crown, if there's a dark lining at the root of, the gum line, then you will know that that's nickel. That's what they line them with. So you can get heavy metals from that. You can have it at birth. You can have it pass through the placenta. Mercury does that. Other heavy metals do that as well. And you can get it also from eating non-organic food. I mean, I don't know anyone who can eat 100% organic food all the time, especially if you're traveling, right? You can get it from any kind of diet that you have, and outside of your home or inside of your home, but you can get it from diet. You can get heavy metals from many different things. And we need to know, what the status is of your body related to heavy metals. And then you can do a homeopathic remedy and a cleanse to detox them and to get it gone. And it could be totally out of your body, I would say, in 2 to 3 months at the most, depending upon how many mercury fillings you have. The more you have, the more root canals with posts you have, the more heavy metals you have in your body, the longer it's going to take to get it out. But we have specific things designed to get it out safely, whether it's a child, a baby, whoever it is. It's just not recommended for pregnant women. I personally think that if I were pregnant, I would want to take it because it's homeopathy and it helps release it from the fetus. But I can't recommend that because that's not legal. There's pregnancy warnings even on homeopathy. Okay, so we have to be aware of that. What we need to do is in the little time that we have left in the show, is to explain to you that heavy metals, parasites, contribute to pain. And they contribute also to a lowered immune system. So if your immune system is already burdened, then those things would make it more burdened, would make it worse. All right? And as well as dealing with the emotions. So you can see how the opioids are getting rid of pain, causing an addiction. Okay, and sometimes you need more and more and more of it. But it's not fixing the cause. There's nothing about opiates that will fix the cause. Forget it. What you need to do is to do some testing and find out the cause of the pain and do little processing on your emotions so that you can actually see the results yourself by something that you do yourself, nothing that you even take. You don't need to take anything. Maybe just the neuroemotional remedy. It's liquid, a few drops on your tongue. After you do the process, and you will see a shift or a change in the pain. Okay? So that is extremely important. We also need to realize that life, the value of life is just amazing. It's anything you choose to be or to do, you can set an action plan to do that. You can achieve what you want to achieve. If you allow things like opioids to stand in your way, which they will, then it's much more difficult to achieve the goal. What we have to do is to handle the things that we know what we can handle right away. And I can see that there's a lot of people chatting to me right now. And what I would like to do is to get to some of your questions, just to see if I can possibly see them. Oh, I can see a lot of you have joined. I am so happy that you're with me today. And I would love to hear from you and know what questions you have, and I will air them next week on the same show. We will nail this down. It's called life. And life can be nailed down if your health is good and if you have your attention to focus on what you want to create. And all of your attention isn't focused on how you're feeling all the time. So what I'd like you to do is put your attention outside of yourself and to do some of the processes that I have in the Revitalize Your Hormones book and also Transform Your Emotional DNA book. So I think we're running close to being out of time. So we have about 15 minutes left. And in that time, I'm happy to answer any questions if you have any. Okay, I can see that someone is connecting online and related to hormones. And I want to share with you that if your body is in good health, you're not going to have a crisis in your hormones. Emotions affect your hormones. They affect your adrenal glands and the power of your adrenal glands, the strength of your adrenal glands. So we want to make sure that if you have pain, that you do the process, and you can also do the process if you have hot flashes or any kind of hormone situation. So whatever the situation is, you do the resist and desire process on it, and you're going to feel a shift and a difference. Emotions are connected to everything, every condition, every feeling we have. And a lot of it centers around low self-esteem. A lot of it centers around being hard on yourself about something that happened in life, or being affected by someone abusing you in your childhood. So those abuse issues are old issues, but just because they're old issues doesn't mean that they can't be handled. By the resist and desire process, a cleanse, the neuroemotional remedies, all of those things make everything feel better. Now, if you're really brave and you want to go for handling all the issues in your life and getting you to the place you want to be, whether it's with success in business or whether it's with your health or your love life, you want to check out the Meta Wellness program, because it is a roto-rooter for your optimal wellness. And you can use that toolkit for the rest of your life once you buy it. It's ongoing if you choose to use it. Check it out at wellnesscenter.net and at drdaleswellnessstore.com. We want to also mention to you that all of the people that I know that have given testimonials, people that I don't know have given testimonials that have been rather surprising to me, because they taught me something. So I had a testimonial of a gal who, single mom, and her son had autism. Okay, so the first I heard of this, when I get this email and say, Dr. Dale, I use the hepatic glutathione pathway formula, abbreviated HGP, on my child. They're back in school, and I gave them 3 times a day. They're back in school now. Do you think I should continue it? And they only took less than a bottle of it. And I didn't know anything about them or that they were doing this. And I emailed them back. They were members of my club, my Optimal Wellness Club. And so I emailed them back and I said, keep doing what you're doing for another 2 to 3 weeks and then stop and see how it is. So those kinds of things, the initiative, the amazing power that people have shown to possess really encourages me. And I would like to also say another testimonial I have is of a woman who shocked me. She emailed me and said, Dr. Dale, when I became a member, I had arthritis, I had a cyst, I had this, and this. So I did 6 whole body deep cleanses. Can I take a 7th because all those things are gone and I want to go on to the next thing? And I get this email and I think, God, I would have never recommended 6 cleanses for a person. But she got help, felt the results, and she just kept going because it was good for her, and she made that choice, and it was the right choice, and she knew it. So I recommended that she stop for a month and that for her to decide if she needed it more than for her to do what she thinks is right for her, because it really can't hurt her. It's all organic and healthy. So people are powerful, and I want to thank all of those people searching for their strength. I want to thank you for coming to my website, for allowing us to be of service to you, and for passing it on to other people. So when you meet people, tell them how you've been helped and share it with other people. I think it's the most important thing you can do, is to share your wellness experience with other people. So I'm looking and seeing the people that are joining. Thank you so much. I think to wrap it up today, we are going to very quickly put this together and tell you that you have the ability to heal anything. It's all about your emotions to a great degree, but it's also the epigenetics of your own epigenetics, like how you're able to change a negative into a positive. So what we want to do is to make sure that we understand that that epigenetics means the ability to change patterns, to change behavioral patterns, to change identities and belief systems that cause disease. We have the freedom to do that. And as we change, we see everything change in our body, because our genes are definitely controlled by our perception of life, our perception of our disease. So when we have a perception of negativity, like we can't get well, whatever it is that's negative, that you're negative about, and sometimes people are not even aware of that, of what it is, then that perception enhances the disease process. It supports the disease process. But when we take the opposite role and say, I am well now, because the evidence that we're looking for exists in the statement of I am well now. That is the evidence. And as you feel that feeling that you are healthy and well and successful and have a great relationship and a great business and you do exactly what you love to do and all of those things, if you feel it, it becomes real. By your feeling happiness and joy, it becomes real. A lot of people say, well, I've never been happy or joyful. So what I say is that what we need to do is understand that we can feel happiness and joy in less than 5 minutes. So you feel what it feels like to be happy and joyful, and as you feel it, you become it, and then you have it, then you own it. So dealing with our emotions it's an absolutely important thing when dealing with pain, going all the way, circling back to the opioid crisis. You must handle your emotions that cause the pain. That could be involved with the pain, no matter what it's from. You can detoxify from the opioids. You need a gentle way to do that. We have that on Dr. Dale's Wellness Store. Check it out. So you have the ability to do all of those things. So we have about 6 minutes left at this point, and then I'm going to be wrapping it up and just tell you a little bit more about something brand new that I'm doing, because I know it will help you. So I started the Wellness Center in 1994. Okay, it's a long time ago. And we have made great strides in understanding the needs of human beings, no matter where they live. And one of those needs are to have tools to be able to handle their emotions. The other one is to be able to detoxify all the pesticides and the chemicals and the things like the mercury fillings that man makes. Man makes, and not picking on you, Daryl, but man makes, some man came up with the idea of mercury amalgam fillings. Could be a woman, either way. We just relate to it as...
Just say mankind.
Mankind. Okay, so mankind did some things like nuclear reactors, like heavy metals, like pesticides, like all of these things, right? So we can learn to detoxify these things. And I have a new formula coming out for glyphosates. It's called Biotox Pest, P-E-S-T. It will be on my website. Glyphosates are what's in Roundup that's devastating to the human body, that kills the bugs, okay, and weeds and things like that. And everybody, the CDC and all of the reviews that I have ever read state that every condition, every disease has this, every person has this in their body, and that contributes to the disease process. So because you have no one's eaten all organic foods their whole life, right? So if you've eaten foods that are not organic, you have glyphosates in your body and you need to get them out. And that's the Biotox Pest. It's homeopathic, and it will be on the Dr. Dale Wellness Store very soon. It's on the way here. Probably it'll be another 2 weeks before we have it in stock. So I just want to end up by saying, I don't know if you can still see me on Facebook Live, but I hope we're still airing, and I hope that you're getting a clear visual. And I want to say that we have free events. I don't know if you know that, but if you go to wellnesscenter.net/events, you could come to my webinars free. You can learn more at no charge, and it's a live webinar where you can ask me questions and we can chat back and forth, and then that will be recorded. So I just want to invite all of you to the wellnesscenter.net/events so that you can see the events that we have. And we will be having live events in the future for everybody, for you who's watching today, whoever is watching today. Tell your friends. We're going to be having some live events very, very soon in California. So, and perhaps, we're going to get to the East Coast and then to Chicago. So that's what I'm looking at right now. I want to thank you so much for being with me, and want to hear from you. So here's a number to dial, 800-219-1261. And you will have a nice person on the other line or a terrific recording, and you can leave a message, and then we'll get back with you. Check out our membership. It encourages your health freedom. It gives you the tools you need. That membership will support you in doing, in achieving and in changing and in doing all good things for yourself. So thank you so very much, and we'll see you next week. Many blessings. Have a terrific week.